So you're one of the only people that I was like, let's ask the audience in general, but also your audience. What are some questions you want answered? And one of the things that kept popping up, right, were these positive notes about your character and you as a person. And then there was one that stuck out to me, and I was like, what is this based around?
Okay.
Someone was like, Matt, he's such a gem. He needs to know that. I just wish that he would stop apologizing to the assholes of the internet. And I don't. Oh, is that in reference to anything? Because I was like, what is that? Because there are people that can sometimes apologize too much, but I'm unfamiliar.
Fair enough. No, I think I get what they're talking about. I'm I guess what you would call a very sensitive person.
Sure.
Not like in a defensive sensitivity necessarily, but in a like I'm to a not healthy degree sometimes a very empathic person, and I spent most of my life trying desperately to please other people before I kind of pleased myself. That came out weird, but you can clip that.
Clip it, yes.
So I've always been kind of lower in the priority chain. I'm trying to be better about that. I've been going to therapy specifically for things like that for the past kind of couple years, and so when I feel like I've harmed people or done something to really deeply offend somebody when that was never the intent, I take it very hard. And I'm beginning to learn that sometimes, more often than not, sometimes it's people coming with bad faith to you, especially through social media. When you have a platform, when you have a presence, when you are a person with a spotlight on you to a degree, it also attracts some people who have legitimate, concerns or legitimate things they want to talk about, and I'm fully there for it. But there are people that, once again, are coming at it from bad faith and are just wanting to punch at somebody, wanting to either fulfill some sort of interest in bringing hurt because they hurt, or they're trolling just for the fun of it, for the lulz. Who knows? But yeah, I know sometimes I've had a tendency to respond to those people when I really shouldn't, just to apologize and try and make things better, or bend over backwards for a random stranger on the internet that's just enjoying the fact that they can get me to do that. So they're not wrong. And if you're watching, I'm working on it.
I feel it. I was like, don't you dare apologize for that either, that too. I feel I don't know if it's something that feels like it's changed over the past 10 years. Cause it used to be like, if someone was critical of me 10 years ago, I'd almost like jokingly agree with them and like take a shot at myself. And then there could be a day where it's like we end up and it's like, oh, it's kind of funny and we're buddies, right? Just me and this random stranger. That doesn't feel like the situation anymore. That is like, I feel like what you're talking about of like the bad faith thing, it's hard to talk about because people will generalize and say you're like casting away all criticism. It's like, no, there's criticism that's valid. But there are some people, I think it's the anonymity and like the being able to shout at people that have the spotlight on them. It's like a way of exerting some sort of control, some power to make like to push this thing that you see that's so much bigger than yourself, and like be able to manipulate it. That's that. And so I don't know if I've genuinely said sorry for something in years, which I don't know is healthy. It's kind of like what you're saying. I have to find that balance.
Yeah, the balance is key, and I think you're totally on the nose with that. I've had because I'm once again I poked the bear. I've had a few individuals that came at me very hot online in the past, whether it be through anonymous emails, very like, I still get those often, as I'm sure you know that well. But I'm also not a woman on the internet who gets the worst of it. My wife gets plenty worse than I do. But there have been some people that have said really terrible things on social media and such, and I've responded, not in like an aggressive "fuck you" kind of way, but like in a hey, if you feel this way, I'm sorry, but that's never the intent, type of trying to engage people and show that, maybe this is a better way to engage on social media, which it might be fruitless and honestly probably puts myself, as things progress, not in a great place to be piled on, which happens sometimes too. But a few of these times, these people who said these terrible things, when all of a sudden they get a response, often go, "I'm so sorry. I didn't think you'd see this."
Oh, so you still get people that are like, oh, okay, I don't get that anymore. People just lean in.
Okay. I also come in, wanting to try and engage. And like I said, sometimes these people are like, "I'm so sorry. I'm having a bad week. My mom died recently and I'm just really angry and I have nowhere to put it." And I'm like, that is kind of what I was hoping and expected. And that's fine.
Yeah.
But for every one of those, there's 10, oh, this was a bad idea. I got to go. And so, yeah, to the point we're discussing,
yeah.
I need to maybe just step back a little bit.